Bitcoin, again, a multi-factor support that has been hammered on over and over again. Right now, if we were to close here, this would be a break. Now, again, if that happens, it makes the chart vulnerable. The bulls are going to get a little nervous. The bears are potentially going to take control, and you do run the risk of Bitcoin getting a bigger down move here, right?
Wait a minute, everyone. We all agree that the crypto market never sleeps, but with countless newsletters out there, how do you choose the best one for you? Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Let's join Gareth in this video about Bitcoin and more.
So again, we're looking at downside maybe back to about the 52,000 level on the chart. So just something to keep an eye on there. Again, we haven't closed the day yet, so maybe somehow it gets saved, but this would not be a good close should Bitcoin close in this range. And by the way, overnight we saw a bunch of cryptos, the altcoins getting slammed as well. Bitcoin dominance has continued to stay very, very strong, as again, Bitcoin is the one that everyone's gravitating to because it's the safest, it's the most secure, it's the one being adopted by the most institutions versus the other coins that, again, are much higher risk. So, by the way, one other thing to note, we do have historical data on Bitcoin in previous stock market tops, and Bitcoin always tops first before the stock market. If you go back to the major highs in 2021, the stock market topped late December going into January. Bitcoin topped in early November. So there's about a six week to 8 week lag. And it's interesting because, again, if you look at this, we're kind of approaching that same time frame where if this does turn out to be the top on Bitcoin, does it tell us about 2 months later we get a top on the stock market? Again, just speculation, but things to keep an eye on. This is all data, folks, that I'm pulling from looking at charts and analyzing charts. If we take a look here at gold, gold, again, got a bounce after early selling, but it is still inside of this bearish channel. So the bearish channel, guys, again, still got to respect that. This is still bearish even with the bounce today. However, let's be fair, if we get a move over this line, so see this downsloping line, if price can get up in this range, then it becomes bullish. But as long as we're below that inside of this channel, the bearish probabilities are in favor in that situation.
Glassnode research reveals Bitcoin holders remain profitable, with over 87% in profit, despite recent price stagnation. Bitcoin is in a consolidation phase, with most investors holding steady. BTC remains up by 120% on average from its purchase price. Daily exchange inflows are lower than during peak periods, indicating stability. Key support levels are holding, suggesting a positive trend. Ethereum's price surged 4.5% to $3,550 after the SEC ended its investigation into Ethereum, and Ethereum reserves on exchanges hit an 8-year low. The SEC ended its probe into Ethereum, boosting investor confidence. Ethereum ETF from major firms are expected to start trading on July 2. Ethereum exchange reserves dropped to 12.2 million Ethereum, indicating reduced selling pressure and strong holding sentiment. The Ethereum staking address holds over 46.4 million Ethereum, showing a preference for staking over selling. Ethereum bounced from support at $3,500, with the potential to rise to $4,853 by July, or fall to $3,040 if support breaks.
If you look at the heat map, very clear, Apple down, NVIDIA up. These kind of make that Christmas tree, red and green. And what I mean by that is that generally what we see is money flow going from one to the other and then one to the other backwards. So when NVIDIA is up, Apple's usually down. Yesterday we saw NVIDIA down, Apple was up. And that's just the nature of it. What this is, by the way, is computer programs positioned or programmed to basically pull money out of one, go into the other, and vice versa, back and forth. And that's what we have going on. NVIDIA up another 3.5%, though. Incredible upside. It is now the most valuable company, taking over from Microsoft and Apple. So again, NVIDIA at the top of the heap now for market cap in the markets. Now, if you look at the rest of the heat map, You might think, oh, there's going to be a lot of green. No, we're still in a market that is ruled by one main stock with a couple big trillion-dollar names as ancillary beneficiaries or helpers, and that's just the nature of it. Again, you can see actually a lot of red around the charts here, and gray essentially on a heat map represents a neutral-ish type day, up or down a small percentage points. Looking at the data today, Dow is up 50 points, not a big move there. NASDAQ up 7 points, same thing, very quiet price action on the NASDAQ. S&P up 14 points. That's a little bit of a decent move there, but again, percentage-wise, only 0.25%. Oil continues to gain now north of $80. Gold is having a small bounce today after starting out weaker, and Bitcoin is struggling, guys. This we're going to cover because this is a big deal. If you've been following what I've been saying is Bitcoin has been struggling, but it's been holding that key line. It is not going to hold unless it gets a big rally in the next few hours into the daily close. Follow me over here. Let's take a look at the price action on the S&P 500. S&P 500, about as quiet as you can get. So remember, the stock market that is closed tomorrow, and we're basically getting the light volume preemptively for a quiet day on Wall Street or a closed day. What we can see here today is we basically opened around the flat line, and look, this is the entire day. Just a gentle kind of rolling hill the entire day. No sort of price action of significance, just eking out small gains on the markets across the board. Now, I do have some things to show you guys. So number one, yields continue to stay weak. Again, I am in TLT on the long side with smart money stocks and ETFs members. So we are riding that. Remember, TLT it goes up when yields go down. And so again, the idea here is this playing the wedge pattern breakdown. There was a classic retrace to the scene of the crime. I actually think yields are going to continue to go lower. That should tell us that the TLT should go higher there. So again, looking for more downside on yields. I think we at least get to 4%, maybe 3.9% before they stabilize and maybe get a more significant bounce. Now, the kicker here is this. We got retail sales today. Retail sales coming in weaker than expected for the second month in a row, which shows us what we already know. Like, if you've been following these game plans, these trading the closes, you already know that the consumers are struggling. Now, listen, high-end consumers that are invested a lot in the stock market, they're doing fine. They're still spending, but it's everyone else that is now tightening those purse strings. And that's what we have going on here, folks. And retail sales confirm that today. Last month was a minus 0.2%. This month they expected plus 0.3 to rebound, and instead it was only up 0.1%. So again, a big miss there, telling us the consumer is hurting and pulling back on spending. And by the way, that has reverberations because all of these companies like Apple, like all of the major companies that sell a product, if consumers are pulling back, how many people do we really think are going to be purchasing $1,000, $1,500 iPhones on this new upgrade cycle? Yes, there's of course going to be some, and there's other ways they can split the payments into a zillion payments like they do now to make you think that it's really cheap. But all in all, it's still more money the consumer is laying out when we're fighting $1.1 trillion in credit card debt, phantom debt from buy now, pay later, all of these other factors, including rent prices and housing prices that are still unbelievably high.
BlackRock's Samara Cohen explains financial advisors' cautious approach to spot Bitcoin ETF due to volatility and regulatory concerns, emphasizing thorough risk analysis. At the State of Crypto Summit, Samara Cohen highlighted the cautious stance of financial advisors towards hot Bitcoin ETF, driven by price volatility and regulatory concerns. Advisors are currently conducting thorough risk analysis. Cohen emphasized that advisors, as fiduciaries, ensure portfolios reflect clients' risk tolerance and liquidity needs. Bitcoin ETF bridge crypto and traditional finance, offering a safer investment route. A survey by Rick Edelman showed that 77% of financial advisors are waiting for a spot Bitcoin ETF to offer them to clients due to their compliance and accessibility. In a resurfaced video clip, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse stated that his crypto firm is collaborating with around 10 governments globally on central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. A central bank digital currency is a stablecoin. It's just issued by the government, the executive described. Multiple U.S. states have revoked or declined to renew Binance U.S. money transmitter licenses due to compliance issues and legal troubles involving former CEO Changpeng Zhao, CZ. North Dakota joins Alaska, Florida, Maine, North Carolina, and Oregon who have taken similar actions to revoke or deny the renewal of BAM Trading Services' money transmission license, North Dakota's financial regulator stated. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to BitcoinZella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.